Welcome back to the Bevy Spot, the podcast where we bring you amazing spaces, amazing places, and the dope people behind it all. I'm your host, Mr. Social Bevy, and we can't wait to take you on this ride of season 2 of this amazing podcast. So sit back, relax, enjoy this ride as we continue to show you the great things to do in the city of Houston and abroad. So let's get to it, sit back and enjoy.
Hey, what's up, everybody, man? On this episode of the Bevy Spot, tonight we're at FAO. We're gonna check this thing out. They got games, drinks, and food. Let's get it.
Back, everybody, with another episode of the Bevy Spot, man. We want to thank you for tuning in, and tonight we're at the infamous FAO right here in Midtown, 2303 Smith Street, right in the center of Houston, man. They got a beautiful location, beautiful space. It's a beautiful place, and we have the pleasure of sitting down with these owners, Mr. Bronson, Mr. Adonis. How you guys doing?
Fabulous.
Doing well.
Man, this is what's up, man. Thank y'all for allowing us to come back in, man, and sit down with you guys and talk a little shop with you.
For sure. Appreciate it. You guys having us, for sure.
Man, you know, you guys got a great concept, man. I mean, I think it's FAO. Tell me, first of all, let's start there. Tell us what FAO stands for.
FAO, it comes from, it actually stands for for amusement only, which actually goes back to the 20s, whenever the Prohibition time period, when the mafia, Chicago Mafia, used to control the pinball machines and put for amusement only on the signs to kind of deter people from using them because they for gambling purposes. Where that's where the games kind of come into play with the whole name. And obviously, for amusement only is a little long, so we made a little acronym. As you can see, Sega logo.
Yeah.
Incorporates it a little bit. So
that's cool, man, because I'm going to tell you, my first thought, I went totally left with it. I was at for adults only. Like, that's what I was at with it. Like, I was there. Like,
there's definitely other acronyms that we have been used or
sure.
thrown out there.
We do have some fun with people, needless to say. Come in and enjoy the experience, and you'll definitely get a little taste of it.
Okay, so outside of that one, what is known for? Give me one each that you've heard, a good one. FAO. Give me another one outside of what it means.
Fine asses only.
Okay, that works.
Then we kind of toy people for assholes only. It's just a little bit.
Okay, because I'm sure it get competitive in here with the games, right?
Very much so.
Yeah. So, I mean, Bronson, tell us a little bit about this place, like what you guys got going on. What is it that you all do here at FAO?
Mainly the one thing that we wanted to do with this concept was create a space for people to come in that were all welcomed. We didn't want it to be overly aggressive as far as like bottle service and, making it aggressive club. Because not everybody wants to do that 7 days a week. So we're to the drawing board with this. Wanted something that was a little easier on the eye, wasn't as aggressive, but still has the ability to turn up, as you could say. But more or less, it just wanted to make it more like a housewarming, house party type vibe.
Gotcha.
But also incorporate like the cocktail program, the games, adding another element to kind of keep you engaged while you're here, instead of just standing around and just looking at each other and wondering, okay, what's the next move? So I think that's what's unique about this place is the fact that, one, it is welcoming to everybody, and it's very comfortable. We've been kind of labeled as like a great date spot. From what I've noticed, every day you always see people coming in couples or they come in as groups, because you always have that one that just kind of like he or she is like the outsider and you don't really know what they like. But here it's like there's a little bit of something that'll tap into your childhood. That'll just keep you like, you know what, I kind of like this place, and you give it a chance. And once you start to look around you start to have a little more fun than what you really expected to.
Right. Well, I mean, piggybacking on that, I mean, Adonis, like, what makes this space so unique, right, from everything else that people get to go see? I know Bronson talked a little bit about, it's a space for dates and couples to come in, and it's a different type of vibe. But like, what else makes it so unique? What sets us apart from everything else?
I think a big part of here, as Bronson kind of preached on, is very welcoming. So we're trying to make sure we direct people. I think that we kind of, I don't want to use this as in like, something negative, but it would kind of dumb down certain things to simplify it, to make it a little bit easier on the customer, to where it's not so much pressure to make sure you're doing certain things, or like feel like you need to be spending a certain amount of money to feel welcome, and just a lot of pressure in certain levels, to where I think that this space really offers a well balance of everything, to where you don't feel like you're pressured to drink. To certain bars, some people get anxious, they want to drink a little bit more. Where here, there's a lot of variables that really offer more of an experience versus just I'm going to the bar to get have a bunch of drinks. Where here it's very opening. Even if you do happen to come by yourself, there's a lot of competitive stuff here that actually drives people to kind of participate with other people. You get engaged with other people, to where really whenever coming out of post-COVID, one thing that there was a lot of isolation. Where here we wanted to make sure we bring people together. A lot more interactive stuff, to where we've tested out a few of the games, to where we had to take some out, put some new ones in. A lot of trial and error, but there's a lot of there's a science behind a lot of this stuff too. So it's not just let's build out a beautiful space and let's make sure people come. We can make pretty drinks. No, there's thought behind the drinks. There's a lot of passion behind the drinks, to where the games are just a distraction.
Right.
The real pride and joy is behind the bar, and that's where the character comes out. That's where the passion comes through, to where people recognize that and they go, you know what, I actually enjoy this environment because they're taking care of me. They offer me more than just a vodka soda. Anybody can make a vodka soda, pop a beer. Here at FAO, we really pride ourselves on all the cocktails that really open up a whole nother variable to going out, to where you actually can remember your time going here, because you had quality drinks that weren't just sugared down or, hangovers and all those things too.
Gotcha. Now, you said something that resonates to me because, just being a former athlete, I'm all about competing, right? Like, I'm about winning and everything. If I was here, or even, just not even just being here, playing video games with my kids, I'm still winning. Like, I'm not letting y'all win. Like, we're not doing that, right? Like, so what's some of the, I know y'all got a lot of competitive games in here. What's been some of the most competitive scenes that you all have seen here? Tell me about some of those experiences that people have had here.
I think the most competitive thing that brings out the ego is the punching machine. Like that thing, there's just something that comes with it. You throw in girls too. There's just a little bit of ego test, to where people are just smacking that thing. And you get surprised by some hits over there, to where I think that's drawing probably the most commotion throughout the space, because it only takes one group and then another guy saying, you know what, I can beat that person. Coming up out of nowhere, and then it's just competitive. Keeps escalating. To where you have had some people kind of hurt themselves a little bit, but that's all on you at that point. So I think that's probably the most, at least in my being, most outlandish thing.
Gotcha.
I'm not participating in that here.
Gotcha. What about you, Bronson? What you think?
Man, honestly, it's a toss-up because it's the Papa Shop, but mainly I see more on the Pac-Man, because everybody kind of knows.
Oh yeah, everybody know how to play Pac-Man. Boy, that's
and
old
the
school.
one that we have here, it's more of a battle style, so it's not like, hey, you go after the pellets and you avoid the ghost or get them.
Okay.
When you grow, everybody's against everybody. So it's a free-for-all, and it's multiple round-based game, so it's
cool.
unique to get everybody, because it doesn't take a lot of skill. You just have to follow the pattern of like what the grid is, and
right.
People are yelling or screaming. It's nice to see people get that wrapped up into a game like that. It's very genuine.
Yeah, because it takes them back, right? It takes you back to your youth, your childhood.
That's what opens up the wide range of clientele that comes through here, because they have so much to relate with. Old school Pac-Man, newer school games like Crossy Roads and Flappy Bird. So there's a mixture of a lot of both.
There's a lot that people can identify with and stuff like that, man. That is really cool, man. You talked a little bit about the science behind what you guys have created here. So I also know that there was a science behind even having the thought to do this, right? Like, and two good friends coming together to do this. Like, tell me a little bit about Bronson, like, what was that like, and why, when, and where did you guys start this whole concept?
This started around a wooden table and just hours of just books. Where did we go wrong in this? What could we change here? It was a lot of just like us, just, hey, we're in a room. We don't know what's going on. COVID, everything's shut down. Didn't know when the next work was going to be, presented, or even if the opportunity was going to happen again to where we were even able to open up. So a lot of it was just we had time to, like, I guess you could say time slowed down just enough to where we could, like, process all the information and look at it instead of just saying, oh, let's do that. Oh, let's do that. Oh, let's do that, Because in this industry, everything's just quick. You got to act now, not later, because if you do it later, it's in the past.
Right,
You're already late
right,
behind the
right.
scene, So I think that was probably one of, like, our best things that could ever happen was, like, time slowed down just enough to where we could really soak it in and take it segment by segment, come up here, when it's blank, what would work, just wandering around a lot. It was a lot of just, like, alone time, and just, writing, notes, ideas, and then collectively as the idea was coming more realistic, that's when we started putting all the pieces together, and then it just started to kind of come one thing after another, after another, after another. But I don't think that would have happened that easily if we didn't have the time to really think it out.
Gotcha. Now, what's your background, Adonis? Like, where you guys started from to get here?
I got into the industry. We both got into the industry in 2008, so we definitely both have a lot of Tinder under us. But Bronson and I actually didn't meet until 2011, actually downstairs, notable spot, Pulp Fiction. So our industry crossed paths at that point, and right off the bat, it was like, man, we're rolling with each other, and I think we probably talked about opening a bar within a couple months of knowing each other.
Wow.
Paths kind of took their own ways, but we definitely stayed in touch, and the vision was always there to open up something. Mine started in the hospitality industry once I was in college, but Bronson had a little bit of a different route, corporate world, ventured over into this. So, but I think that we always knew that we wanted ownership on something to make sure that we could deliver something that was welcoming to people, and this was what it eventually came to fruition. After, of course, we opened up a space before COVID. COVID shut us down, and that's where Bronson's kind of chimed in to where we had to sit down and really think about what was not only Houston needing, but what was people needing in themselves whenever they were eventually going to be able to go back out. We didn't know when that was happening, but we were going to do what we needed to be ready for that.
That's dope, man. I definitely love what you guys have put together, and the fact that you guys have remained friends and partners throughout the process. I think that's even a more amazing story because you find that you know what I mean? You hear a lot of terrible stories about friendships and people ruining, their partnerships and stuff because of that, But you guys have been able to, keep it together.
I think for us, we always had the same goal, and besides the separate part, that was the main thing that was feeding it. It was like we knew what the goal was. Whatever it took to get to that point, we were going to get there. And I think when you're able to sacrifice that and a clear picture of what you want, you're able to kind of like put yourself in position to make sure that you succeed that. And I never really wanted to like do that in business ever. So being the first time, I wanted everything to be, where I put my all into it.
Right.
Because you don't really get a second chance sometimes,
Yeah.
And you don't want to like sit there and not do it. You didn't want to go half in or all in on the first time, and then you never get the opportunity again, and then you look back and you're like, man, I wish I would have done that, or I wish I would have done something differently.
Yeah.
In this case, it's like, no, here's the goal. Set aside the feelings. We got to get this done, and then we just kind of split the responsibilities up and clean it up. It's done.
That's what's up, man. Well, listen, man, I love it. I think you guys got a great thing. What we about to split up is this pizza and some of this food and drinks that you guys got. So we'll be right back in a few more minutes, man. We'll be right back with more of the Bevy Spot. Stay tuned.
Everyone loves to have a good time. Whether with family or friends, enjoyable moments create lifelong memories. How do you find out about the things you like? Social Bevy. It's the premier mobile solution connecting you to events and activities you love. One stop to get social, find your favorite events, purchase tickets, book your ride, make travel plans, and more. Got events? Social Bevy matches your events to an audience full of socialites looking for you. Simply create your own channel, connect to your target audience, launch promos, and start selling out your events with the help of a mobile app that does the work for you. Ready to get social? Social Bevy. Get social simply.
Hey, welcome back to the Bevy Spot, man. And again, we're sitting here at FAO 2303 Smith Street right here in Midtown Houston, and we're sitting with our owners, Adonis and Bronson, man. Two awesome dudes been telling their story, sharing with us about FAO and how they got here and their journey and what makes them so unique. And so we're going to dive a little bit more into this thing, man. Y'all have got some, like, you got this great space, you got this great place, right? So tell me a little bit about some of the events that you guys are doing, working on, and what's to come.
Well, we definitely try to make sure we keep things fresh, trying to let things naturally kind of happen. But one thing that we're very consistent on, as far as one of our main weekly events, is our Workaholic Mondays.
Workaholic Mondays,
so
okay.
that's what most people would call an industry Monday night. With our great happy hours we have going on, that's Monday through Friday and Saturday. We can do that one all day on Friday. So open to close. There's a great happy hour from $5 shots, $5 wells, $4 Mexican beers, $3 domestic beers, and $2 off all our cocktails. Of course, you got 3 DJs coming in at night, starting at 10. Lovely one of the owners here starts it off. Bronson.
Oh, sweet deals,
then,
sweet deals on the ones and twos.
Scritchin and T-Gray, they'll come in as well, and that's a consistent thing we do on Mondays. And then also once a month at the end of the last Tuesday of the month, around that time period, we do a ping pong tournament. Brings out some of the locals.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
If you
Oh,
think
I
you
got to
can
know
play, I
about
promise
that.
You get humble real quick coming to see
Okay.
these guys.
Oh, for real?
Yes.
Are they like the pros and they standing
They're,
10 yards behind the table?
They're like the
There's a couple of
definition of Forrest Gump.
Oh, yeah.
They're like that.
Yeah.
Is that how they getting it in? You know what? Never mind. I ain't coming.
Nah,
They're
hey,
not
how do you
about
supposed
to
to get better. Yeah, play the better people to get better.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Listen, man, I'm a competitor. I'm not letting them embarrass me on purpose. Like, we're not doing that. Come on, man.
They do a good job of toning it down.
They do?
They know when
they
to
gauge
go
the
at it,
temperature,
and
yeah.
they know when to be like, okay, I know this person's new. I want them to come back, so I'll
They're
play
respectful
around a
with
little
it.
bit.
Okay, so there's not a lot of trash talking
No,
involved.
no,
Nah, we're
nothing
here.
like that.
Oh, okay.
They
'cause see-
definitely want to keep people engaged.
Okay,
They've
okay.
seen whenever they've kind of gone hard, and then it kind of deteriorates people from
Really?
coming, so
Oh, yeah.
they understand it.
Oh, that's cool. Because, see, if it was me, I'm trash talking to everybody. Like,
Yeah.
y'all might be like, Al, just don't even worry about coming
and that's
back,
whenever,
bro.
as soon as you started talking, that's when, all right, I'll up it up a little bit. So that's kind of how it works. So, and then traditionally, you still got your DJs on Friday and Saturday. And of course, we just kind of cater to the holidays. We're getting ready for that season. So anybody that's looking for corporate events, we definitely do that. Kind of make sure we cater to that because we have the games to offer. So different packages to work in on that. And then, of course, we got a new event we're working on that Bronson can tell a little bit more about, which is the Speed Rails. So
The what? What is it?
tell more
So
about
it's called Speed Rails. It's it's like, I guess you could say, like the first of its kind for in the city of Houston. It's a bartending competition. Last season was at Reset, so they did a 5-week series. Each week you're gonna have competitors battle it out 2 at a time. It's a timely based competition. Who can make the fastest drinks, but it's also consistency, accuracy. Are they using the proper tools in order to build these cocktails? And then basically it goes down like as a tournament style, and you get the
that's dope.
the winner at the end. They won $1,000. We did in season 2 here, so different venue, tweak the rules just a little bit, but same kind of ending. You're gonna do, instead of 16 competitors, we're gonna do 32.
Okay. Okay.
$2,000 cash prize, and then the goal is to move this to another city after this.
Wow. Okay.
We get a lot of industry people. It'll start November 27th, and it'll continue every Wednesday after that. So if, you're around the area, I definitely recommend to come through.
Okay.
Especially if you work in industry and you're just kind of curious to see, like, what's all the fuss. It's pretty interesting, but it's definitely It's definitely the closest thing you can get to like a sporting event for bartending.
So
Get that
is
type
it?
of crowd where they're like cheering for the home guy, who's this guy. And,
Oh, really? So is it only bartenders competing, or is it?
It's bartenders. It's restaurant bartenders, hotel, club, lounge, craft cocktail. If you think that you got it,
Got skills.
you're gonna enter.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, bartending is not just one side. It's not just like you said, oh, I can pop bottles of beer all day and serve
Right.
vodka sodas. Can you make the craft cocktails? Can you execute the shots? Can you do it in a timely manner where you're still doing it quick because you're also racing somebody? But it's just a good test for your ability and what you do.
That's cool. That's dope, man. Now, listen, man, if y'all need any judges to drink those cocktails, I'm your man. All right? Sign me up. I'm there all day. Don't worry about it. Okay, I'm here. You ain't got to worry about paying me or nothing. I'm good.
Just pay me
The
in
show, I'll make
cocktails.
sure to get all the
Absolutely.
drinks to you.
Absolutely. That's all I need, and we're ready to go. So that starts, you said, the 27th.
27th is the target date, and then it'll go all the way till December 27th.
Okay.
So 5 weeks. It should be a lot of fun. And then, this being like a bigger venue than the last one.
Yeah. Just
It's-
partner up with some guys that are already taking it on and just kind of offering our step with the space and stuff like that.
Sweet deal, man. That's good. That kind of thing is important in business, no matter what type of business you're in, because you just talked about like a strategic partnership. That is one of the things I think a lot of people fail to do. We all think we could go at it alone and just do our thing, but there's a strategic partnerships that make sense, right? And this sounds like something that's working for you all.
Oh yeah,
For sure.
It's definitely something we've had to humble ourselves about. As much as we do know in this industry, we can't do it alone. We're only two people, and there's a cliche saying, there's 24 hours in a day, and there's just a lot more that goes on. And whenever you're being the business owners, we want to be hands-on too. So we have to really make sure we're getting some people involved, and these guys have definitely offered to help out on some things. We offer what we can, and we're just trying to build up what we can with FAO as big as it can. So.
That's what's up, man. That is definitely dope, man. So you guys got a great cocktail program. So tell us a little bit about some of these awesome dishes and drinks that I'm looking at, because we about to get it in real quick. Like, so what are we looking at? Tell me what we're looking at.
Well, it's the main thing, like we talked about, is the cocktails. Just so everyone's aware, you're gonna get, if it's on our menu and it's under the draft tails, you're gonna get the same drink each and every time. And the draft tails are batch cocktails coming off of what traditionally is the keg system for the beers. So you're getting an efficient cocktail, consistent. Doesn't matter who you order it from. I know that's a big problem. A lot of times
that's
now,
good.
people only seek out one bartender, which is fine and great. But here, we'd like to make sure that there's a good foundation, something for everybody. So some of our traditional ones that have been on the menu for a while, these two have actually been on since we opened. It's going to be our FAO Old Fashioned. Our biggest thing is we wanted seeing this concept, we wanted people to order an Old Fashioned at 1 o'clock in the morning and feel comfortable, confident ordering it, because there's sometimes bartenders get a little lazy. You don't want to make those cocktails. We're here. You're going to get it. Promise you.
That's
Doesn't
cool.
matter. We're happy to make it.
That's cool.
So you got a FAO Old Fashioned, and then we have our version of a Paloma, which is called a Squirt in My Mouth. It's a little bit of a different name.
I'm not even going to dive into that one, bro.
We like to have fun here with the things. We like to make sure that we break that ice real quick. So if you hear people giggling while they're looking at the menu, 9 times out of 10, that's the one they came across. Then of course we have our H-Town Margarita. Doesn't really. It's purple. It represents. Houston. That's definitely one of our
that drink
fan favorites.
Yeah.
And then this is our Mango Nata Tail. This was actually on one of our seasonal menus, and it ventured on to be on the full-time menu. It's a Bacardi Mango Chili, so it definitely tastes like a Mango Nata. Definitely a fan favorite. So like I said, we have something with all the spirits: vodka, rum, gin, tequila, cognacs. So anything for everybody to really hit their palate.
Yeah,
a way to introduce
cool.
you. And then once you enter into that, you can ask the bartenders and they'll do something creative.
Gotcha. Now, which one of these is the vodka based one?
We don't have a vodka base on the menu right now, or at least showed right out here. But a couple of them are the Watermelon Blast and the Baja Blast.
Okay.
We say Baja Blast. If you take a look at our menu and The D, it's made with Sunny Delight. So there's a
Listen,
few
man,
of them that are.
I'm not drinking that, bro. Like,
That's a funny one to watch people trying to
Someone's
order.
like, how is that drink? Is it good? The D good?
I'm not doing that. We're not even having that conversation. Like, nah, don't even
There's
worry
some
about it.
good ones that are
Those
relatable
are the,
names.
hey, those are the one-liners for the ladies.
Oh yeah, that's what it
they
is.
love it.
Oh yeah, definitely ordering that for them.
It's
Okay,
hilarious,
got
bro.
it. No problem. Absolutely. That's cool, man.
And then, of course, we had to have food.
Okay.
Nothing crazy. Make sure it's just relatable. That's what this concept's all about. These are just some small bites. Yeah, you're
Okay.
not going to get completely full here, but something to make sure you keep on going, drink a little bit. So your traditional hot dogs, some nachos.
Okay.
We got pizzas, different styles on that, and tacos and quesadillas as well.
Sweet
So
deal,
little
man.
small bites, definitely something that holds you over.
Man, just to keep you right, because as you're drinking, you're playing a game, you need to have a little bite to eat.
And they're quick things. Something that
Yeah.
you don't need to sit down and just kind of have
Gotcha.
it, take it to each game. 'Cause
Gotcha.
I promise you, once you sit, you're not going to sit down very long in one spot.
Yeah, that's cool.
You know, people ask for reservations, which we do here or there, but they're all, as soon as they hit the table, they're all scattered out playing the games, doing all of that.
Man, that's cool, man. This is dope, man. I love it, man. I love the food concept because it makes it easy, right? You ain't got to sit down and feel like you got to have this full course meal. We could be active, enjoying ourselves, playing the games, enjoying some of these fabulous cocktails, man. And I think what you guys have put together, you know, becoming one cohesive unit, man, and then understanding, you know, how to bridge out and go and tap into some strategic partnerships and stuff like that, man. I think that adds longevity to the business and to the life of what you guys doing, man. I would like to get from both of you guys, you know, a word of inspiration and motivation for people out there that may be watching who are interested in this space, in this place, or even in any type of business, man. What kind of word would you give those folks?
You want to start?
Yeah, I'll start. I mean, I think the biggest thing, especially in this industry, no matter how long you've been in it or how long you plan on being in it, patience is everything. You got to put the work in. I think that's a lost art step that people miss. They see people in certain situations and think it's an overnight success. I promise you, us to get to be bar owners was not overnight success. We had to do door guy, bar back, manager, GM. It was about waiting our turn to get there. So don't try and rush things. And then also find like-minded people to work with, because there's nothing worse than a negative attitude. It's nothing more contagious, excuse me. So, you know, you got to get around positive mindsets, because you never know what can happen. Me and this guy didn't expect our first concept to be shut down with COVID. You know, sitting in a venue where it's like, man, we worked our butt off to get here, but now it's being shut down by outside of our control. So the consistency, patience is mainly what we really pride ourselves on, and take pride in what you do. Doesn't matter how big or small the action is. Like, everything affects everything at some point. And I think that really matters, especially whenever you're taking care of people.
Yeah.
Because it can't just be about this one person. It has to be about more than this one person.
Gotcha.
Because I promise you, other people are watching, and people are quick to go on Google and leave their 2 cents.
Right.
You
We
have
see
to
that
make
every
sure
day.
that you really take care of people and take pride in that.
Okay.
So,
That's what's up, man. That's a good word. You Bronson?
Yeah, that's a lot to piggyback off of. But main thing I would say for myself that worked for myself, especially coming from corporate America, any job that you do in life, you know, make sure you have a goal and a purpose of why you're doing that job. It's important for yourself because it gives you a sense of direction, but also study like your craft, study what you're doing, try to become a better version of yourself than you were the day before. And it's little steps. You know, they always say you got to crawl before you walk, you got to walk before you run. It's trusting the process of little things. You might not see the bigger picture right now, but look at yourself in 50 days. Look at yourself in 20 days, 7,500. You do the math. Every single time you look back, you're always going to be better than where you were, where you started. And don't give up. At the end of the day, don't give up. Don't go into it and say, this is too much. It's always going to be too much in the beginning, but the more that you get into it and you face the beast, it gets easier and easier and easier and easier. But you just have to believe in yourself. That's the main thing. Believe in yourself before anybody else can believe in you.
That's dope, man.
You know?
Those are some powerful words, man. I definitely appreciate it, man. Thank you guys again, man. We appreciate our time being here with you all, hanging out, learning a little bit more about FAO. learning what it means because I was totally off kilter about the drinks and the different events you guys got coming up, man. Y'all go check these guys out, man. Tell us where they can find you on your social media, websites. Where can they find you guys?
We try and keep it pretty consistent. So website, faohtx.com, Instagram, and recently on TikTok at faohtx. You want to make sure you follow us on the social media because that's where you'll find the code. Just right underneath the picture, it's the access code because it changes every Thursday. We like to keep you in tune. Of course, if you sign up for our VIP programs and stuff, there's different incentives for those.
Okay.
Just to kind of note about the building, it is at the corner of Hadley and Smith. It's a little office building, so whenever you're coming up it, you're not going to know what to expect. But once you get in here, you're going to be kind of thrown off, and it's going to be a good thrown off.
Well, there it is. There it is. There it is. Well, man, again, thank you guys, man. You guys heard it right here. Come check out FAO 2303 Smith Street right here in Midtown Houston, man. They got games, drinks, food, ping pong tournaments, people hanging out and doing their thing, man. This is a dope atmosphere, man. I'm definitely going to hang out and check out some of this food and these drinks for a while, man. Y'all stay tuned. Thank y'all for checking in with the Bevy Spot. We'll be back. See y'all next time. Peace.